What's up, fellow pepperheads? It's Pepper Wolverine, Chef Hobbs over here in Willowbrook, Illinois. Here on Columbus Day, taking a few minutes out from family stuff. Kids don't have school today, and it's our younger daughter's birthday, so I took a day off from work. So grabbing a minute or two here, catch up on some pepper reviews, and got a pepper here that was sent to me from Gnarly Pods, Mr. John Varady. This one piqued my interest because it just looks gnarly. I mean, gnarly. Not just a little bit gnarly. I mean, it's got a unique shape to it. You know, I don't see too many pods out there that are shaped like this. Apparently, this is a Matthew Arthur Wartryx mystery cross. And it's pretty bumpy, wrinkled, bumpy. Got that Wartryx shape, but then coming down into a elongated tail shape. And the two pods that he sent me, both are very similar. Have that wrinkled Wartryx shape, and as opposed to cutting off in the kind of a bonnet type shape in the bottom, they've got a projection. So this is something he called the griefer. Ah, Halloween's right around the corner. Something evil, something wicked, this way comes. And they're pretty dense pods. I mean, it's got a good amount of weight to it. We'll see what's going on. I'm hoping it blows me up. I mean, I'm really, really hoping it just blows me up. I've been trying to blow myself up this season, and I'm not going to say I haven't been successful, but not as successful as I wanted to. Interesting. Much like the Wartryx, it's the seed base is way up at the stem. Good amount of glistening walls. Slightly floral aroma. Not a whole lot going on with the aroma. I cut out a couple seeds because I can. So I did just cut that out there. So if anyone's wondering, are you cheating or you're not being honest with your review? No, I am, but I like to lick the knife. A couple people ask me, why you do that? Well, it gives me like a forewarning as to what maybe I'm getting into. And I'm getting into a very floral pepper, that's for sure. So the griefer from Gnarly Pods is a Wartryx mystery cross with an incredible shape to it. Pretty wrinkled, pretty bumpy. Tail projection coming out of what looks like a Wartryx shape. Medium wall pepper for sure. It's not thin, it's medium. Wow, it's a hell of a seed base up there in the top. Like a bonnet, habanero, something else. Or the Wartryx. Wartryx has that heavy seed base. It doesn't extend down the walls. And decent amount of placental tissue up in there. Lighting is a little bit difficult as the sun's shining through some trees over here. Oh, lots of seeds. knocking some of those out. They're bitter, really bitter. That's what we're left with. Little stem. Bon voyage. Immediate tongue burn. Yep. It does have a reminiscent flavor of the Wartryx. Something else in there that's a tad bit sweeter than the Wartryx. It's interesting. I've had a lot of crosses this year, and a lot of the crosses turn out different than what I would potentially expect them to be, just based upon one pepper with a cross with another pepper. Ultimately, they don't necessarily produce what you might think by name alone. So people that are really crossing peppers and pulling them out to future filial generations have their work cut out for them, because it's not just a shape, it's not just a heat. I mean, it's a flavor that a lot of people are going to. I mean, you can just go for heat, that's fine. But the flavor is important. I mean, we can blow ourselves up, be eating extract or something else if we want to go that route. But some of us that enjoy eating just like fresh peppers want the flavor with it. So it's not so easy just to grab the first good-looking pepper off of a F1, F2 cross. It's a little bit more involved in that if you really want to be successful and have a pepper that a lot of people are going to enjoy. The griefer might be one of those. It's immediately put the perspiration on the forehead. It is a little bit warmer here today. We had a couple 60-degree days, and today and a lot of rain. But today it knocked it up to 85 degrees. I actually turned the air conditioning on. The griefer's got a good amount of heat. It's climbing pretty good. It's interesting. It's affecting. I don't know if I chewed a lot more of it over here versus over here, but or my nasal passage or sinus passage is slightly clogged. Feeling it over here on this ear a lot more than this ear. Got a couple of random pieces stuck back there in the mouth. Nice forward pepper flavor. Not floral, not bitter. I did knock out some of the seeds, so that might have knocked out some of the bitterness, because as soon as I bit into it, I was like, man, that's a lot of seeds. I don't need peppers growing in my stomach or... Griefer, a Wartryx cross. Not sure what it's crossed with. I don't believe John from Gnarly Pods is sure what it's crossed with, but it's a gnarly pod for sure. I don't think anyone except for maybe Matthew really knows what the heck is in the Wartryx either. As much as I could look up information, Googling with the best of the people that can Google, it's a 3- or 4-way cross, and I couldn't find exactly what the mix in that cross was. Pretty darn good pepper. Definitely bringing the heat. Look at that. A lot of perspiration going on. A couple drops coming down. So yeah, John, you commented that you were surprised that the last pepper that I did from your box didn't make me sweat. This one is. It's probably that 15-degree outside temperature difference where I'm sitting here doing the reviews. This one's definitely kicking in some sweat. In a good way. Darn good flavor. Some sweetness to it. It's interesting. I would have thought that this thing was just going to climb and climb and climb. And while it's still climbing, I thought it was going to exponentially explode. I'm not suggesting that it's not still climbing. I just thought it was going to go more the way it kicked in so quickly. Overall, pretty good mouth burn. Hitting back in the throat. Salivating to a pretty good extent. Sweating to a very great extent. A little bit of an ember burn starting in the esophagus, not in the mouth. It's already, excuse me, it's migrating backward. The griefer. Yep. This would probably cause most people a little bit of grief. I'm not going to say that it's not going to cause me any grief. We'll see what happens in a couple hours from now, as I am eating this on an empty stomach, which I don't normally do, but I've got a birthday dinner here in a little bit. I didn't want to ruin it by eating something firsthand, so we'll see. Open up the sinus passages. My nose is running. Seems like a clear passageway between the ears and the nose. John, this is a hell of a pepper. Much like the, darn it, I can't remember. You know you're getting old when you can't remember what pepper you just ate like 5 days ago. Or you're just eating a lot of peppers. I'd like to think that's the case. The griefer, which is a unknown MA Wartryx cross, is a hell of a good looking pepper. It is gnarly. Very nice flavor. Not fruity. I'm sorry. Not floral. Not bitter. Enjoyable flavor. Good amount of heat. I'd say this is I can put this in the top 5 for this season. Yeah, I could put this up there in the top 5 for 2018. Hey John, thanks for sharing the griefer. It's a good pepper. I think you got yourself another winner. So 2 out of 2 peppers that I've eaten that you sent me are on the grow list because they're impressive peppers. Great flavor. And I like peppers that aren't too bitter or too floral. So, and really aesthetically, this one is pretty cool. Pretty wrinkled, pretty bumpy. If you cut it off right here, it would look like the Wartryx, and then you get the extension. So, it's a very cool pepper. Thanks for sharing it with me, and I hope you like the honest review that I'm trying to provide for this enjoyable pepper. Thank you very much. The heat's not gone, but it's plateaued. So I got some things I need to do. So I'm not intentionally cutting this short, but I think I've described it the best of my ability. The after flavor is a little bit fruity, quite juicy. It's an awesome pepper. Thanks, John. We'll do this again, guys. Pepper Wolverine, signing off.